The meeting is called to order for the December 19th City Council meeting. Madam Clerk, pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Councilman Asbill,
Present.
Councilman Buddy,
Present.
Councilman Chatelain,
Present.
Councilman Johnston,
Present.
Councilman Wheeler,
Present.
Mayor Bodier,
Present.
Police Chief Walker,
Here.
Fire Chief St. Cyr, Finance Director Todd Tunion,
Present.
City Attorney Scott Stansberry, Municipal Clerk Nicole Lee, present.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we're going to move past mayor's announcements, and we're going to roll into, let's get into the agenda, and then I'll announce at the end. Okay. Before we move to special presentations, I would like to ask for a motion to amend the agenda to add proposed ordinance number 2019-34 to the ordinances for introduction.
Motion.
All right, motion by Councilman Johnson, we have to open for public hearing. Would like to open now for public hearing the
Let
proposed...
me read, you want to read the title of that real quick?
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry. you gotta
Okay,
read the
it's
title.
I'll second.
And Asbill second. It's proposed ordinance number 2019-34, an ordinance approving the re-subdivision of Lot A-2B-1, Zoniac or Chapatoulas Plantation subdivision, City of Harahan, Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, and the creation of private streets, sewer, utility, and other servitudes, all pursuant to a plan made by Ronald Clement, PLS, dated October 28, 2019.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to open for public hearing. Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Asbill, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now open. No one coming forward to speak on this ordinance. I'm going to have a motion to close public hearing.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wheeler, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
Can we discuss
Public hearing is
this?
now closed. Yes, yes, sir.
It's the first time I'm getting a chance to look at it. Can somebody talk us through it?
Sure. So this is the ordinance that went before Planning and Zoning on December 4th. They recommended it, but it was left off of our agenda as kind of a clerical error for this time, so it should be on there for first reading automatically. It was just left off. And so we don't want to delay them any more than they rightfully should be.
So this is what planning and zoning recommended in the plat plan that was shown.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
13 lots in the
13
back.
13 lots. Oh, this is 13 lots?
Yeah.
In the back.
It's not coming up.
Okay. And this is for first reading?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to proceed with the vote?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wheeler, all in favor?
Yay.
5
Nay.
yea- 4
Nay.
yeas, 1 nay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Nays.
Added to the agenda?
Buddy.
yes, 4 yeas, 1 nay.
It has
Oh, it's
to
got to
be-
be
Has
unanimous?
to be unanimous,
Okay. All right,
so it can't be added.
okay. All right, do I have a motion motion to add that to the agenda fails? All right, do I have a motion to add proposed ordinance number 2019-34 to the agenda?
That was 34.
I'm sorry. That was 34, I'm sorry.
And
Okay, here we go. 2019-35. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson.
Public hearing.
Okay. All right, so do I have a motion open for public hearing? Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
All right,
Public
let
hearing
me-
is now open.
let me read the
Let me
title
read
of
it.
that.
Go ahead.
yeah.
Title.
Proposed ordinance number 2019-35, an ordinance to place stop signs on Donnellan Drive at Lancashire Drive facing north, and a stop sign on McHugh Street at Lancashire Drive facing south.
Okay, do I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion. Motion.
Motion by Councilman Buddy, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay. Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth on this
Move to close.
motion by Councilman Asbill, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now closed. Right? Discussion?
This stop signs, the circle where Lancashire meets McHugh. Is it just a stop sign? Is it gonna be a arrow telling them which way to go when they hit the
It's a
little
stop. It
circle?
actually makes it a four-way
Makes it a
stop.
four-way.
And we just had a bunch of,
Okay,
we had a bunch of complaints from residents back there. And so we're just trying to help them
It
out.
needs it.
And we don't think that putting a stop sign there and the safety of someone's children or family is a bad thing.
all right.
All right? Okay, do I have a motion to add proposed ordinance number 2019-35 to the agenda? Motion by Councilman
Second.
Johnson, second by Councilman Asbill. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Okay. I'd like to ask for a motion to amend the agenda to add new business number 6 to the agenda.
Motion.
Madam Clerk, please read the title. Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Johnson. Madam Clerk, please read the title.
And new business number 6 is, notice is hereby given. Do we have the date of the January meeting?
The 30th.
30th?
Yeah.
Notice is hereby giving that at its meeting to be held on the 30th of January, 2020, at 7 o'clock PM, at its regular meeting place, Council Meeting Chamber, 6437 Jefferson Highway, Harahan, Louisiana, the City Council of Harahan, State of Louisiana, plans to consider adopting a resolution ordering and calling an election to be held in the City of Harahan to authorize the levy of an ad valorem tax.
Okay. Do I have a motion to open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Yay.
5
Wait,
yeas, 0
wait.
nays.
I'd like to discuss, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, we could discuss it, we just closed
Closing
the
public
public
hearing.
hearing.
Okay,
Public
thank you.
hearing.
Okay, public
Yeah.
hearing is now closed. Okay.
So discussion on this, been talking with Hugh Martin's firm and Jason Eggers over there regarding bringing a fire millage in May. And the first step to that process before we actually announce the millage itself is announcing that we're going to consider a resolution to put a millage on the ballot. And that's what this announcement is. It's nothing we have to vote on, it's just we have to read it at the end of the meeting. And in February, we bring the resolution whether or not we want to put a millage on the ballot or not.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do I have
Move to
a,
proceed with the vote.
Second.
okay, do I have a motion to add new business number 6 to the agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by
Second.
Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, special presentations.
Chief Walker, current state of the Harahan Police Department.
Mayor, Council, viewing public. Let's see, Ms. Bankston, yeah. First of all, I want to bring on Ms. Elaine Bankston from Bankston's Hardware Store. Would you step up, please? Miss Elaine has been extremely helpful to the Harahan Police Department for a number of years. I think it's just time that we need to recognize her, especially now when you're making a little transition with the name of your store. Can you give us a little comment about that?
Well, we are still the same owners, of
Okay.
course, but we have dropped Ace Hardware, and we've signed up with another major company, Do It Best.
Do It Best?
So
Okay.
everything should probably remain the
Yeah.
same.
And Jefferson Highway and River Ridge. And in recognition of Elaine Bankston for your generous donations and time, continuous support of the men and women of the Harahan Police Department. And we certainly appreciate all that you've done for us over the years.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you. Mike Meyer. Mr. Myers owns the Shooters Club at the end of Hickory. And policemen do a lot of training in firearms, and they have been extremely generous to us over the years using their facility, and I can't say enough about it. It's very handy being in the city, and it's saved us a lot of time and money having to travel to one of the outlying other departments' firing range. So, in recognition of the Shooters Club for your generous donations, time, and continuous support of the men and women of the Harahan Police Department, I'd like to present this to you. Thank you. Last Saturday was a Christmas parade. It was a huge success. And I'd like to thank some of our police personnel, Captain Randy Carstetter, Lieutenant Frank Graff, Cedric Parmesano, my secretary, Miss Kathleen Lewis, for an outstanding job they did in coordinating. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes for this parade. So I want to acknowledge the assistance we had from members of the State Police, Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, Kenner Police, East Jefferson Levy District Police, Harahan Fire Department, Harahan Police Department, Harahan Maintenance, and East Jefferson Hospital EMS had people on board with us. Also, I can't say enough thanks to Mayor Bodier and Mayor Benzon of Kenner for securing floats for us. We had a regular vendor we've used for a number of years, and we found out just recently before the parade that they weren't able to service this year. So Mayor Bodier and Mayor Zahn from Kenner both came up, and with the help of the crew of Centurions, the crew of Carrollton, we're able to secure 4 floats, and hopefully it continue in the future, because it was really a big, big help to the existence of this parade. This parade came into existence quite a few years ago, and it's all about Magnolia School. The king and queen historically have been members of Magnolia School. With the extra float this year, we had well over 20-something clients from Magnolia ride during the parade, so it was really a big success. And both mayors, Bodier and Zahn, rode in the parade. Also like to thank our city council for their support and participation in the parade with our city employees. This parade has grown quite a few in the last 5 years that I've been here, not only with participants and also with the viewing public. I wish we could get some more of the viewing public. We keep picking up more participants in the parade. A lot of these young dance groups, they can't go on maybe Canal Street or Veterans Highway. They come here, they practice all year, and they get to show their wares, so to speak, to do their little thing. And we've got a lot of compliments. Plus, I think it's a very positive thing for Harahan. And then the other night, we had the annual toy run. And there's 2 members of our community that really put this on, Spike Kiddock and Carl Gonzalez. If it wouldn't be for them, there wouldn't be a Christmas parade. And all we do is we do the escorts, and Santa Claus volunteers every year to ride with us. And we serviced probably better than 100 kids last Tuesday night, all residents of the city. But one thing I noticed going through the neighborhoods trying to find these houses, I say over and over, you need to put house numbers out. Even in something as inconsequential as going to find a house to bring Santa Claus, if there was a need for first responder, police, EMS, fire, it would take a whole lot of time to find some of these houses. So when you get home, check outside your house numbers. If they're not visible, or if you don't have any, that's one of the things. A lot of houses didn't have visible numbers or numbers at all. But really, not just somebody delivering a package, but again, time is of an essence in an emergency. And on behalf of the men and women of the Harahan Police Department, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year.
Thank you. Just a point of personal privilege real quick. I think you can pick up some house numbers over at Do It Best Hardware down on Jefferson Highway. That's right.
Approval of minutes. You want to read it? You want to read it? Or-
What, do a note?
We didn't
Might
get
wanna
the
do that.
minutes, so
Yeah,
I'd like to
I don't
defer
have-
the
yeah.
reading and approval till next month.
Okay, so do I have
Is
a,
that for the night, the 21st,
The 20,
10.
all of them, yes.
and the planning and zoning?
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so can we take them all in Globo?
Separate?
Okay. Okay,
So let's start with the first.
You got a motion for deferral from Mr.
okay, so
Thomas?
do I have a motion to defer the reading of the minutes of the council meeting November 21st, 2019? To have the open for public hearing? Yeah, I guess. I'd like to make, can I get a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Chatterley. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Chatterley. Public hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion to dispense, do I have a motion to defer the reading of the minutes for the reading of the minutes for the council meeting on November 21st to the January 30th meeting? Got it.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Chatterling, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, minutes are deferred.
Move to defer the reading and approval of the minutes for December 10th, 2019
Okay.
to the January meeting.
All right, so do I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Buddy, second by Councilman Wheeler, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Asbill, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Do I have a motion to defer the reading of the minutes of the special meeting for December 10th, 2019
Move.
to the January 30th meeting? Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by
Second.
Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Okay. Okay, do I have a motion, to dispense? Do I have a motion to defer the minutes of the special meeting of approval of the, we gotta do, no, we did approval and.
Yeah, we do both.
Yeah, we did both.
You wanna do it again? All right.
No.
Do I have- What's that? Okay, do I have a motion to defer approval of the minutes of the special meeting December 10th,
No,
2019?
we already did that.
Yeah.
Motion.
You
This
wanna
is
do
the
it?
planning and zoning on December 4th.
December
We
4th.
we
page
deferred the
6.
reading and the
just did
approval.
page
and
Okay,
then we
got it.
do- Then the
Got it,
reading and
okay.
approval, and now reading and approval. again.
All right.
Right.
Do
But
I
that's for
have,
planning and zoning December 4th.
okay, got it.
Let
Do
me
I
help out.
have?
I move to defer the reading and approval of the planning and zoning minutes of December
Okay, I
4th,
have a motion on the
2019.
floor. Okay, can we open, do I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Asbill, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now open, no one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Move.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by
Second.
Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion to
Move to proceed with
defer
the vote.
reading of the minutes of the Planning and Zoning Board meeting on December 4th, 2019 to the January 30th meeting?
Move.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Okay,
That deferral date, Mayor, was what?
January 30th.
All right, resolutions, proposed resolution number 2019-607, City of Harahan, LaGap, 2019-2020 grant application. Let's
Okay, do
see.
I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Chatterling, second by Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Johnston, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. You say nay or yeas, huh? You said yay?
It was a yay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, any council discussion?
Yeah, it's a minor housekeeping item, but the be it further resolved appears before the wherefores. And you normally would have the wherefores first and then the be it further resolved. I don't know if it's of significance.
This is-
We're talking
this is-
about the proposed resolution 2019-607?
Yes, sir. This is
Is this a form sent over by?
it's the
LaGap?
same one we use every year, you just change the wording in the,
Okay. Well,
the
I mean,
body.
I don't think it's critical. It's just normally when you do whereases and wherefores, you do the resolution later, but I think it will stand as is.
And just so you're gonna make a little statement about it, just so you know, LaGap is a funding mechanism that we apply for each year from the state, and this year they're concentrating on sewers, so we're really pushing real hard on this one to try to get as much funding for sewer help as possible. Okay?
Mayor, what do you think the possible timing if the city is successful in the
End of
resilience?
next year.
End of next year?
End of 20.
20.
To see, if we are approved, to see dollars would be end of 20. But we would see it in 20 if we are approved.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so do I have a motion to proceed with the vote?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnston, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wheeler, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Motion passes.
all right, ordinances for approval. Proposed ordinance number 2019-20. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman Wheeler. An ordinance to amend the City of Harahan Code of Ordinances to provide for the protection and promotion of the public health, safety, and welfare by regulating and eliminating those nuisances which have a negative impact upon the quality of life, safety, and health of the neighborhoods where they are located.
Move to open the public hearing.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Buddy to open public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Five
Yay.
yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Move.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by
Second?
Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now closed. Council discussion.
Move to defer the ordinance to the January meeting.
Second.
Move to defer.
All
Second.
right, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Johnson to defer this ordinance to January 30th meeting. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Motion is deferred.
All right, proposed ordinance number 2019-32. The following ordinance was proposed unanimously by the council. An ordinance amending ordinance number 1866, the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2019 for the city of Harahan, Louisiana.
Okay, do I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnston, second by Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Okay, public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth on public hearing. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Asbill. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now closed. Council discussion.
We have nothing but 19, right?
We do have amendments, yes.
Okay, so where are those at? Jesus. Let his attorney on do this.
Thank you. This is not a pool.
Hey, Todd. Todd. Thank you.
Right?
Yeah. You want me to, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the proposed amendments really relate to two items. One is simply to reclassify $3,000 of budgeted expense from Department 112 to Department 111. And the second item relates to the budget, relates to where and how the police millage funds are budgeted. As we've mentioned in some prior meetings, that the city has set up a new fund to account for this millage. And so the amendment for 19 is to move the budget from police millage revenue in the general fund to a transfer in from the new police millage fund. No change in the net bottom line for the general fund at all. And then to also put in place a budget for Fund 120, which is the police millage fund, for the millage revenue and the ultimate transfer of funds to the general fund.
But again, it's just creating a new line, correct?
It's creating new lines, no change in the net bottom line for the general fund or the police millage fund. And that's the only amendments for 19.
Works for me. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we have a motion to approve?
Well, we have to probably motion to amend with these amendments.
Right.
So I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Wheeler to amend.
Do we have to have, open it to the public comment?
Yeah,
Yes.
we will.
Okay. All right. I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Buddy, second by Councilman Asbill to open for public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Johnston. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now closed. Okay, do I have a motion to proceed with the vote?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnston, second by
Second.
Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 nay.
Yay.
Oh, 5 yeas, 0 nays. I know sometimes you like to mess with me. Okay,
To approve the
to
amendment.
approve the amendments, yes, to
correct.
approve the amendments for proposed ordinance number 2019-32.
So now we have to vote on.
Now we have to proceed with the vote.
With the vote.
Okay,
Vote on the
so do I have a motion to
The budget
proceed
As
with,
the amendments are read into record.
okay, do we want to read them?
Well,
We already did.
We just
Okay,
did.
all right, do I have a motion to approve proposed ordinance 2019-32 with amendments that were added into the record?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnston, second by Councilman Asbill.
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Ordinance is approved.
Proposed ordinance number 2019-33. The following ordinance was proposed unanimously by the council. An ordinance adopting the annual budget of revenue and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020 for the city of Harahan, Louisiana.
Okay, do I have a motion over for public hearing?
Motion.
All right, motion by Councilman
Second.
Wheeler, second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor? 5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open.
Okay. I've been through the budget line by line. This is just a short synopsis of the budget to help explain it to the citizens. This budget is truly amazing. Every figure in the 2020 budget is exactly the same as the original 2019 budget. Most of the amendments of the 2019 budget have been completely ignored, which is rather dumb since the amendments reflect what was actually spent in 2019. So let's see what the budget has in store for the departments and the employees. Under the non-departmental section, salaries cost $72,000 in the amended budget, but only $57,000 in 2020. Salaries for other subcontractors, which according to our CPA is Carla Ferreira and Stanley Roby, were $23,500 in 2019, but only $1,000 is allocated in 2020. So I don't guess you're going to get paid this year. Under expenditures from all departments, only 13 out of 13 departments, only 2 departments received additional monies. Every other department has received less than the amended budget, which again reflects what was actually spent in 2019. Police received an overall 4% raise, and the fire department received a 14% raise. Sanitation, which is the storage department, stayed exactly the same. Maintenance received a 9.9% decrease. Recreation received a 4.5% decrease. Senior Center, 14.2% decrease. Regulatory received an 18.8% decrease. Court received a 7.2% decrease. Civil Service received an 89.1% decrease. And even streetlights received a 7.4% decrease. When you look at revenues on page 2, you will find that real estate taxes or general alimony taxes are projected to go down by 4.3%, or approximately $30,000. Why? More houses have been built and businesses have been opened, so why should taxes be down? On page 3, legal fees and lawsuits have been decreased to 0, but there are 2 new lawsuits filed against the city, plus the existing lawsuit with Wood Materials. How will you pay for these if you don't budget for them? Non-departmental wages and benefits are a joke. Every line item is reduced. You spent $103,908 in 2019, but only budgeted $63,314 for 2020. That's a 39.1% decrease. Who got fired? Again, in general administration operating expenditures, all line items are reduced in the 2020 budget. The line item for supplies also went down. Telephone costs went down by $5,000, or a 35% decrease. My bills haven't gone down. Why has City Hall's? Maintenance of City Hall equipment, however, went up by $11,000, or a 225% increase. Which City Hall equipment is covered with that? Wages and benefits for general administration also present a quandary. Salaries went up by 2.8%, but unemployment benefits were reduced to 0. The mayor keeps telling us that group hospitalization has gone down due to a change in companies, but the line item shows $27,000 in 2019 and $46,000 for 2020, or a 70% increase, not a decrease. Other decreases include the FICA match, life insurance match, Medicare match, and even workman's compensation match. If salaries go up, shouldn't the matches go up also? Police Department, legal fees. 2019, they spent $41,000, or they said they spent $41,500, even though $41,750 was actually spent through November 2019, according to your check register. You only allowed $15,000 for 2020. You already know there is a civil service hearing scheduled for January, and a new lawsuit has been filed by a former police officer. Why haven't these costs been incorporated into the budget? The budget's total operating expenses were $90,625.19, but only $30,570 has been allocated for 2020. That's $40,000 less. I mean,
I'd like to make a
60,000.
motion.
Excuse me.
Give it another minute.
Okay, a motion for one more minute by Councilman
And I
Mazza.
truly don't understand the thinking
Second
behind
by-
the
Just a
holiday.
minute.
Second by Councilman Wheeler.
I
in
truly
favor?
don't understand the
I-
thinking
I
behind the
vote
holiday
against.
pay increase of
Miss Judy, Miss Judy, Miss
13,900%.
Judy, Miss Judy, with all due respect, the time is up. There was a motion on the floor to grant you more time. You didn't even give us a chance to vote.
Okay, do I have a motion by Councilman Buddy, motion by Councilman Asbill, motion by Councilman
Chatterley, one
Chatterley,
more minute.
Give it-
second by
Second.
Johnston, all in favor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
5 yeas,
No, nay.
3 yeas, 2 nays.
So, okay. So one more minute.
And I truly don't understand the thinking behind the holiday pay increase for police department of 13,900%. The amended 2019 budget has $500 spent, but the proposed budget for 2020 is $70,000. That's a big increase. Fire department, the fire insurance tax, how can that go up from $51,977 to a projected $55,000 when the number is based on the number and assessments of buildings, but our real estate taxes are estimated to go down? That doesn't make sense. At least their repairs and maintenance line item for the station was increased from $7,000 to $20,000, so we can assume the mold and other issues at the fire station will be addressed. I say other issues because even though we asked for a list of needed repairs, we have yet to receive it. As far as salaries and the required matches, the department has received increases in all items except overtime pay, longevity pay, FICA match, life insurance match, and Medicare match. Again, if salaries go up, shouldn't the amount for the matches go up too? Sanitation, the budget stayed the same. Maintenance received a cumulative decrease of 67.9%. So I guess the potholes will have to wait.
Okay,
Recreation received multiple reductions from what was,
Time is up.
which was in gas, oil, and
Time's up.
fuels.
Time's
64,000.
up, ma'am.
yeah, do-
Look, this is a public meeting, I am a public citizen.
And-
Anytime we ever had 3 minutes, it was always you got 3 more minutes. Y'all changed it to 1. That's not fair.
Miss Judy, with all due respect, you are reading the budget that is posted online.
I am reading what the people don't know.
Okay.
They don't know how to look at this budget and see what it does. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not stepping out and I'm not sitting down.
I would like, my name is
Sergeant and all.
J.D. Casnay, 46 Oak Avenue, Marion. I'd like to give Judy my 3 minutes.
We'll have to, we'll have to take a recess and see if that's in the ordinances for the Roberts rules, because I don't know honestly.
Don't worry.
No, if it's in the ordinances within the Roberts rules, there's a specific set of Roberts rules that are adopted by this city. And if it's in those ordinances, I've got no problem with her, granting her time to you.
Okay.
Make a motion for a 5-minute recess.
Moved. Second.
got it.
It's working.
Okay, we are back in order at 7:40.
Point of order, I've got a motion on the floor to suspend the lady's time.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
Nay.
So much for transparency.
3 yeas, 2
Does it
nays?
say that she cannot extend?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Anyone else coming to speak forth? No one else coming to speak forth, to have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler,
Second.
second by Councilman Buddy.
Point of order, did Ms. Majine, did you want to come speak on this ordinance? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Motion closed.
Okay, motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Johnston, to close public hearing, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now closed. Council discussion?
So we will be making some amendments to the 2020 budget. All right, I'll do the legal fees if you can help me with the police mail.
Amendments to
Okay.
the amendments.
What's that?
She was saying we just did that, but you have amendments to what
This
we.
is for 2020. Okay,
We did 2019.
we did 2019.
Right.
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 So there will be a motion, we're going to increase the legal fees in the Civil Service Department by $5,000. That is line Is that the 4120,
Yep.
Yes.
40820?
That's the account number,
That's the
right?
account number, okay. And where we're gonna take that 5 is we're gonna decrease it from the group hospitalization. That is line 411250,900. Okay?
And then the additional, there's one additional amendment in 2020, similar to what was just approved on the 19 budget relating to the budget for the police millage. So the amendment adds the budget amounts for Fund 120 to police millage revenue and a transfer out from the millage fund to the general fund, and adds in a transfer in from the millage fund to the general fund. There's no net impact to the general fund, no change in the ending fund balance or the change in fund balance for the 2020 year.
Todd, if you would, my line numbers are cut off, so I can't easily get to the line item in the budget. I
Oh.
have a copy, but GL account 311230100, police village,
Yes.
is that a fund accumulation balance?
No, that's a revenue account.
Revenue account, okay.
Basically, we had the police millage revenue budgeted in the general fund, and it should be budgeted as revenue for the police millage fund.
So it's a separate fund we start,
It's a separate
Right,
fund.
just like
because
the
it's a new
19.
millage.
Correct.
So you're taking it out of the revenue fund, police millage? That's, I'm looking at that as
Yes.
a negative.
Yes,
And you're putting part of it, 282,000, into 311239123?
correct.
And where's the delta going?
So the delta is what stays in the police millage fund.
For them to use
But
for next year.
that's where I'm confused, and I'm,
Right.
one more time. 31123100 is a revenue fund. Is that the police millage fund going forward, the fund that's going to accumulate balances until they're needed in the future?
So the fund, so on the little handout
Yes,
that you
sir.
have, we identify the fund. Fund 010 is the general fund. If you see the
I
second
see that,
column.
yes, sir.
So those are proposed changes to the general fund.
And
Okay.
Mr. Tommy's asking, is this putting money in the fund that's supposed to be used as the annual increases and stuff like that?
For insurances.
The leftover money,
retirement.
is it going to this fund to cover all your increases over the years?
Any unspent funds in the police millage fund would stay to be used for the next year.
Where are they?
In,
Which account will they be resident in?
so it would be the fund balance in Fund 120. And there's not a specific revenue or expense account. It's the ending fund balance, which since 2019 is the initial year of that fund. It has a 0 fund balance at the beginning of this year. We'll have a fund balance at December 31st, 2019, and that will roll forward into 2020. But there's not the fund balance is not included on this budget
Right.
amendment.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do I have a motion to open for public hearing to speak on the amendments to ordinance 2019-33?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson,
Second.
second by Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now open. Let me reference, we are speaking only on the amendments that are added to ordinance 19-33. No one coming to speak forth, public hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Buddy, second by Councilman Johnson to close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, public hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion to amend proposed ordinance?
Motion.
Well, we have to adopt the amendments first.
All right, do I have,
Correct.
do I have a
Approve
motion?
the amendments
Okay,
first, and
that's
then
what I'm
approve the
sorry.
budget, yes.
Do I have a motion to adopt the amendments for proposed ordinance 2019-33?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by? Second by Councilman Asbiel. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Amendments have been adopted. Now, do I have a motion to grant proposed ordinance 2019-33 and with said read amendments?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by?
Second.
Second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Proposed ordinance is approved with amendments. Madam Clerk, ordinances for introduction.
Proposed ordinance number 2019-35. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman
I'll tell you.
Wheeler. An ordinance to place stop signs on Donnellan Drive at Lancashire Drive facing north and a stop sign on McHugh Street at Lancashire Drive facing south. And there is no old business. New business number 1, regulatory court hearing officer nomination and appointment.
I'm sorry, I was reading. Okay. Okay, do I have a motion to open for public hearing for regulatory court? I'm just gonna open for public hearing, because we're gonna take a vote on it.
You got to announce the nomination.
Okay, so the nomination for regulatory court will be Steve Pettit. Okay, and do I have a motion to open for a public hearing on the nomination of
Motion.
Steve Pettit? Motion by Councilman
Second.
Buddy, second by Councilman Asbiel. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth on this nomination. Do I have a motion to close public hearing? Motion by Councilman Asbiel, second by Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Now, do we have a motion to appoint Steve Pettit?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman
Second.
Johnston, second by Councilman Asbiel. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Thank you, Steve. Service is greatly appreciated.
I may, yep. I have Bill second. Aspen.
And new business number 2, January 2020 council meeting date change.
Okay, we have decided to change the council date and January 30th through scheduling conflicts through several councilmen and myself. We're going to change that date to January the 30th at 7 PM. Do I have a motion to open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Asbiel. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth. Do I have a motion to close for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Asbiel. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now closed. Okay, no one
I
discuss-
motion that we change the meeting date,
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Buddy.
the January meeting date to January 30th, 2020 at 7 PM.
I have a motion by Councilman Buddy to change the January meeting to January 30th at 7 PM.
Second.
Do I have a second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Meeting is now rescheduled to January 30th, folks.
All
And that's
right,
January, 7 o'clock.
new business number 3, 2020 holiday calendar.
Okay, do I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Buddy, second by Councilman Wheeler. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. No one coming to speak forth on a holiday calendar. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Second.
Second.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Asbiel. All in favor? 5 yeas, 0 nays. Okay, do I have a motion to adopt the holiday
I'd
schedule?
like to discuss,
Okay.
is 13 days what we've traditionally done for the city?
I believe the schedule's the same as it was last year. We didn't add any days, huh? For this year, from
Oh,
19
no,
to 20?
sir, nothing's been
So-
added.
No, same.
Added.
Right, and my comment is, it's a pretty nice benefit, so that's my only comment, thank you.
Who are the holidays mandated by? The holidays, do they come down, the Fed, it's federal, so the holidays are mandated by the federal government.
They're not mandated by the federal.
Well,
But we, like, it's up to your municipality. I mean, Jefferson Parish,
Okay.
they won't run charter, so they do it differently, you know.
Okay.
They have way more days off than we do.
Do you know if there are 13?
So we want to, do we want to add more?
We
Yeah.
recently added, I think Martin Luther King Day and Veterans Day was our last 2.
That was 4 years ago, 5
We
years
added
ago.
2014, I think, or 2012 was Martin Luther
We
King.
have Labor Day, we have Memorial Day.
Okay, do I have a motion to adopt the holiday schedule?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by,
Second.
second by Councilman Chatelain, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
Five, nay?
Yay.
Yay, I have 5 yeas, 0 nays. Holiday schedule's adopted.
All right, new business number 4, a request from the 500 block of Gordon Avenue to block 6th Street to Wilson Avenue from 8 PM until 12:30 AM on Tuesday, December 31st for their annual New Year's Eve block party.
Okay, do I have a motion open for public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Buddy, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now open. No one coming to speak forth on said motion. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Buddy, second by Councilman Johnson, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Do I have a motion to grant permission?
Motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Asbill.
We need to check, see if they have a detail, close off the road.
Okay.
I don't know if they ordered, they've been doing this for a number of years.
Right.
They've always had a detail in the past. I'll check tomorrow, but I'm sure they have. If not, I'll,
Make
Yep.
sure they have one.
Permission granted, provide a detail.
Okay.
I just have a general question. I'm not familiar with, is the 500B, is that a group, a
500
club?
block.
500 block.
Oh, 500 block, thank you. I thought it might be a neighborhood group, and I was just curious. Thank you.
Okay,
You want to
do,
join?
do I have a motion to grant permission contingent
Motion
on a police
pending,
detail?
pending the police.
Yes.
All right, motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Wheeler, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Permission is granted.
Not a big T.
All right, new business number 5, Todd Tunion, Finance Director, monthly financials with budget to actual comparisons.
We're good.
I mean,
Yeah, just with the 2019, 2020, yeah.
yeah, at this point, we've been working on the 2019 budget amendments as well as the 2020 initial budget, and we still forecast that the 2019 amounts are consistent with the amendments presented, and that we'll have an increase in fund balance in the general fund for the 2019 year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, new business number 6. Notice is hereby given that at its meeting to be held on the 30th of January 2020 at 7 PM at its regular meeting place, council meeting chambers, 6437 Jefferson Highway, Harahan, Louisiana. The City Council of Harahan, State of Louisiana, plans to consider adopting a resolution ordering and calling an election to be held in the City of Harahan to authorize the levy of an ad valorem tax. And address the council.
Okay. Do I have a motion to, would anyone like to address the council? Please state your name and address at the podium.
Wait a minute, let me get the time. Okay, wait, one moment. You ready? Okay.
This is on the budget, which y'all refused to let me finish before. Maintenance received a cumulative decrease of 67%, so potholes will have to wait. Recreation received multiple reductions from what was spent in 2019, the biggest of which was in gas, oil, and fuels, 64% less. When will the promised improvements be done if the budget is reduced? Senior Center took the biggest hits. Their utilities has a 3.5% decrease, and building repairs and maintenance lost 50% from the 2019 amended budget. Regulatory took an 18.8% cumulative decrease, including salaries. However, the council has just passed an ordinance to hire another lawyer to act as a hearing officer. Did you forget he will need a salary? Civil service has another hope-filled budget. With legal fees of $40,750 in 2019, only $190 are allocated in 2020. All of this in this budget is a joke.
Point of
Just
information.
adopting the 2019 budget when you know it was overspent in many line items, some ridiculously
Ms. Judy,
overspent,
we paused your time, just real quick.
is
We-
just
we
lying
did-
to the people.
We did change it, so now there's $5,000 allocated in civil service legal expenses.
Oh,
And
a
when
whole
the-
$5,000. You spent $400.
Okay, motion.
Start the clock.
I hope the citizens understand that you are setting the city up to fail. It seems Mr. Todd told us one meeting, he doesn't budget for the unknowns, but it seems y'all don't budget for the knowns. You knew what they spent, and you still didn't budget it. And I'll remind you, as I promised at the last budget meeting, hearing at which no department heads were heard, some not even notified of the meeting, If you put this city into bankruptcy, I will file a class action lawsuit on behalf of the citizens to have you all pay the overages, which you are making unbelievably mistakes.
Thank you.
Majean Casnay, 46 Oak Avenue, Harahan. Since I don't own a computer, I subscribe to The Advocate, the city's legal newspaper, and I read it every day. I found the advertisements for the budget hearing on December the 10th and 2 more for the Planning and Zoning Board's meeting. However, as of today, December the 19th, there has been no advertisement for this meeting posted in the newspaper. So I asked the city attorney, can any action of the council be legal if the meetings has not been properly advertised? I don't guess I got any comment by the attorney either, huh?
We got the confirmation from the advocate that it was advertised.
Well, it's not in today's paper.
Not in today's advertised yesterday. Well, I got email confirmation, so I can go pull that.
Hey, good evening. My name is Keith Moody. I live at 411 Bailey Street in Harahan. I just want to congratulate the council, the administration for putting together a very realistic budget and knowing that budgets are moving targets until the end of the year. Also want to let you know how proud we are as citizens that you've not had to move any type of money from sewage or drainage to balance the budget, thereby basically cooking the books. So thank you for continuing to do what you do. I want to thank the citizens for supporting the fire department and the police department. It's been a banner year in Harahan. We're working extremely hard to keep the streets safe. I do want to announce, since we have a lot of lawyers or experts on the law, you're going to be seeing 2 what we call ghost cars, and possibly up to 4 in the next few days, deployed on the streets of Harahan to enforce traffic laws. Now, they are unmarked vehicles, but they have decals, what we call ghost decals on the side. They are real police officers that are commissioned to write real tickets, and you have to comply and stop. If you feel unsafe at any time or think someone's not a police officer, you can move to a safe place and call 911 and ask for a uniform car, one of that you're used to seeing, but the unmarked cars have the same effect in law as a marked car. All right? So remember to dial 911 anytime you need assistance. We're open 24/7, 365 days. My phone number is 504-220-0581. That's my cell phone. You can call me anytime, or we prefer you to dial 911. Yes, sir.
Quick question. The new vehicles you're speaking of, are they truly unmarked or are they just subdued markings?
Well, yeah, they're subdued, the ones, but I want to caution you, since you may get questions as an attorney too. Unmarked cars with 0 markings on the side are still authorized in the state of Louisiana to do traffic enforcement, okay? There's some requirements to have alternating blue lights and markings. The police officer is required to be in an identifiable uniform. It doesn't have to be the official, like Chief Walker has on. This is an acceptable uniform that has identifying features on it. So I know there's a lot of jailhouse lawyers out there that'll tell you that you don't have to stop for police. So if you're nervous about it, you're welcome to, and our police officers understand on the unmarked cars, that you may go to a safe place and call 911 if you can find a safe place, which is all over Harahan. So if you get stopped in Harahan, you're in a safe place. But if you have any questions of the legality of it, consult with your local attorney or even the person handling your class action lawsuits. They should give you the law according to the revised statutes. So does anyone have any questions about what we call ghost cars or, yes, ma'am?
Just because I mean, I might be driving by myself late, and if
You're welcome in the police department anytime you want. And like I said, you're welcome to pull over, remain in your vehicle if you get the heebie-jeebies. And there are some creeps out there. Knuckleheads are riding around in unmarked cars and pulling over people. We've actually had 2 recent arrests for people impersonating police officers. Commissioned officers in the city of Harahan are commissioned by the appointing authority, who happens to be Chief Walker. They have credentials and they have a badge. But if you have any heebie-jeebie feelings that they may not be police officers, remain in your vehicle, dial 911, and we'll get a uniformed police officer over there.
Thank
Suppose it's one of these ghost cars and it's dark and you're afraid to pull over and remain in your car. Can you just keep going?
You could safely drive to the police department, absolutely. Yeah, if you're nervous about it, now our cars, although they may be lightly marked or unmarked, they're full of blue lights and sirens and all those other accoutrements, so. Okay, I didn't mean this to turn into a forum.
How long is this gonna last?
Hopefully forever.
Oh, isn't that nice?
I have a question. If you're not doing anything wrong, you're not speeding, you're not breaking the law, then you won't even get pulled over by one, correct?
Bingo, bingo. Well, that's what we hope, so.
All right, I'm sorry, I moved to
sorry,
suspend
sir,
the
I didn't-
gentleman's time.
I am gonna make one comment on that. Just so y'all know, state police have unmarked cars too.
Right, they were out there today.
2 of them out today in
They were out there
Harahan,
today.
writing tickets, so don't think it's just the Harahan police car.
Y'all arrested one guy who had the flashing blue lights, and he flashed them for a Jefferson Parish deputy and got arrested.
Motion to move to suspend the gentleman's time is on the floor. We have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Okay, do I have a motion to close address to council?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Wheeler, second by Councilman Johnson, all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, address to council is now closed. Secretary, report.
All right, Secretary's report for November 2019, total revenue $386,076.73. And reports,
Chief Walker?
Okay. Start with the stats for November 2019. We had 1,226 calls for service, 11 accidents, 338 citations issued for 459 violations, 15 patrol requests. Non-narcotics arrest, 11 narcotics charges, 4 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, 5 sitting. Other charges, arrest were 60 for 102 charges, 11 felony, 80 misdemeanor, 4 sitting, and 7 traffic. Persons and property crimes, no murders, no rapes, no robberies, no residential burglaries, 1 non-residential burglary, no attempted burglary, 1 motor vehicle theft, no attempted motor vehicle theft, 10 larceny thefts, 5 assaults. Right? Okay,
You can hit that one right there, too.
okay.
Turn the front
All
light
right.
on. There you go.
Mayor, council, viewing public. I was elected chief of police over 5.5 years ago, May of 2014, and I've worked hard to keep the city safe. We have been one of the safest cities in the state since I've been your chief of police. Recently, the internet has been filled with rumors about missing guns, and I've been asked by the council to arrest these rumors. But in doing this, I want to remind everyone that false narratives and fake news are part and parcel of these rumors, and many of the rumors are being spread by people who have already sworn to see Harahan burn since they lost the last election. This is pure politics, folks. They're willing to lie and even come to this podium and ask questions that they already know the answers to, that have nothing, it has nothing to do with me. For example, the allegation on the internet that the MP5 machine gun and a shotgun are missing. It's true. It's true, folks. But they know And what they won't tell you, that the MP5 and the shotgun were missing long before I ever became police chief. Presentation. I took office in May of 14. When I did, I received correspondence about the affairs of the police department. As shown on the screen, there's a letter dated March 21st, 2014, on the letterhead from the interim chief prior to me, and it's signed by Detective Sergeant Nick Lieber, Captain Manuel Adams, and the Assistant Chief Aaron Blackwell. And in that letter, you can see the date, March 21st, 2014. I took office May 2014. As reported in Internal Harahan Police Department memorandum, the Federal Department of Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms investigated these missing weapons as far back as January of 2013. The weapons were missing long before I ever took office. Many of the rumor mongers pushing this narrative knew that. My order as chief of police to file an official police report was to ensure that the weapons were in the NCIC system. That's the FBI National Crime Information System, which reports stolen property and wanted persons, among other things. So if these weapons are stopped or come up somebody and they run those numbers, the report's there to show that they belong to the Harahan Police Department. It's nationwide coverage. As I said, the thing about the guns is a false narrative designed only to give you part of the information, but never all of it. They never admit that the weapons problem long predates my election, that I followed up with the proper agencies. Also, Facebook posts were recently speculating about a state vehicle parked in the police department parking lot with rumors about an investigation. The call was a representative from FEMA that came to talk to City Hall about prior storm damage. Nothing to do with the police department. Again, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true or that you're getting all the facts. As I stand here today, my office has seen nothing from any federal or state investigating agency alleging any wrongdoing on my part or the part of the Harahan Police Department during my watch. Change is hard. Since the millage passed, we've been able to hire new and dedicated officers for our streets and now have full complement. Needless to say, many of these former officers were let go or resigned or may be disgruntled. The recent news article that we've replaced about 75% of the officers, probably true. And now that we have the millage, we will continue to move this department in the right direction. I've answered these questions because the council and mayor asked me to. I don't make a habit of responding to innuendos or outright falsehoods from Facebook or outrageous supporters of the former mayor. Again, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. If someone has a signed affidavit or wishes to formally file a complaint, I will investigate the allegations or refer you to the FBI or the Department of Justice to file. In fact, in a recent news article, the former mayor said she had already done that, filed a complaint. As I said before, as I stand here today, my office has seen nothing from any federal or state investigative agency. I do not take these rumors, spin, spite, and venom on Facebook seriously because it's just politically motivated and sour grapes from supporters of the former administration. Again, on behalf of the men and women of the Harahan Police Department, we wish you a very merry and happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you, God bless, and good night. Thank you, Chief. Jason.
Okay, y'all want to go down?
Didn't have to touch it tonight.
Want to go last? Okay, Chief St. Cyr is absent. Reports, Councilman Asbill?
Wait, are we going into executive session? I'd like to go into executive session.
Okay, we have a motion by,
But we're still under reports. Yes.
I thought we finished with reports. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did that there on.
So we can amend to go into executive session now?
Well, we can finish reports.
We'll finish reports, let people leave if they want to leave, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
we'll do the reports, pay bills, and then we'll go in. That's fine.
So just couple things. One thing I want to echo what the chief said. Please do not believe please do not believe everything you see on Facebook. I mean, just this last week, we're combating issues of, oh no, Harahan has instituted recycling without a vote of the people and under the rug, which is completely false. If you have the time to check Facebook and ask questions on Facebook, you also have the time to call us and ask us questions, and we'll answer them. Had I known there was a question out there, I would have answered it. In fact, the mayor did answer it before the charge was even started at a public meeting of the council that was recorded and posted on YouTube. So it wasn't done behind doors, it wasn't done under the rug, and whoever that person was that put that out there was malicious, and I'm sorry for those people that believed it for a short while. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have a safe holiday. I hope your families or your lives are filled with joy in the coming year.
Councilman Buddy?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say as we wrap up our first year as elected officials, council, how pleased I've been to work with this group of elected officials. They're professional, they care, every one of them. They're smart, they bring skills to the table. I'm really proud to be a part of it, and we work well together. We don't always agree, but when we disagree, we do it civilly, and we move on. It's been a real pleasure. And other than that, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, please.
Councilman Chatelain?
Just like Mr. Buddy said, it's nice working with a group of people up here who are willing to work with us. Majority of the citizens are willing to work with us. I look forward to the next 3 years. I believe we did really good this year. I believe everybody worked together. I believe we did what we could for the money we had. I think we'll do a little better next year. We'll have a little extra money to do different things. This year here was a lot of us come in for the first time. We didn't know what we were stepping into. You talk about some budget issues. Probably 75% of the lighting on the government buildings have been changed to LEDs through a grant program, which is going to bring utility bills down. And I believe we're looking into and we're working on getting some of the street lights changed to LEDs. That's going to bring the street light down. We have maintenance doing a little more stuff than they were doing before. That's going to save money on different subcontractors and stuff. Maintenance is out there doing different issues, dealing with different issues that we subbed out before, from what I could see. I believe the city's moving forward in a positive way. The fire department, we're working with them. I believe this year here, we're going to see a lot of improvements with the fire department with different issues we're working on. The police department's moving forward in a positive way. I appreciate everything the police department's doing. I appreciate everything the fire department's doing, the maintenance, the regulatory, the courts. Everybody's working together. We're one team. And if we all stick together, we can do a lot of things with the city. Ms. Maygene, I'm gonna work on getting you a computer. You willing to use it? All right, I could probably find you one at the office, but if you want one, I'll work on getting you one. All right, so we're offering. I look forward to moving the city forward in 2020. I'm proud to be a part of this team. Citizens, we've asked y'all. Last meeting, I said, guys, if you want to talk with the police chief about issues, call me, come see me. The police chief's available. Not one person called in a month to meet with me or the police chief to deal with them issues. I appreciate the police chief making them statements he made tonight. That's what we do as a team. We work together. Thank y'all. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. If there's something I can help y'all with, give me a call. One other thing, I'll let Mayor go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can tell after.
Okay, I'll talk about it when we're done. Okay, Councilman Johnson?
It's Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, that's all.
Councilman Wheeler?
Yeah, short and sweet. Yeah, again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Mr. Buddy. I'm the same with you. I cannot believe a year has already gone by. I cannot believe it. And unfortunately, next year is going to come by and come and go. And if we did so well in 19, there's nothing that can stop us in 2020. So thank you again. God bless. And if you have a moment, I'm sure everybody heard about the fire that happened yesterday. Just say a little prayer for the family. Fortunately, everybody's fine. Objects can be replaced. Lives, however, cannot. So if you have a moment, just think about them. It's a hard time for everybody, especially going through this. So again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you. Mayor?
Okay. We had a fire Thursday at 422 Anthony. It was pretty serious. There's a lot of videos and pictures online. I mean, pray for that family. It's Christmas time. And it was tough to be out there and see that. The smoke was terrible. But I can tell you what, I can tell you this, I am thankful for our fire department. Oh, it was 240? I'm sorry, it was 244, not 422. I'm sorry, 244. And I'm thankful that my first initiative when I came in here as mayor was to support them. And we're going to reach out to the public one more time this year and next year to ask you to support them, because I guarantee you, it's the call that you never want. But when you have to make it, you want the best that you possibly can have at your door. And we are far, far, far from that. We have a lot of work to go. This is not about the fire department or the fire building. This is about the state of the equipment we need and a lack of firemen that we have. And we have to, as a community, come together and work hard. We've done it for the police department. I'm gonna ask you again to do it one more time for the fire department. And we're gonna make this the city that it should be. Again, you know, I wanna reiterate, this is the call you never wanna make. But when you do have to make it, I don't know about you guys, but I want the best and the most employees that I possibly can pay for to have at my door to save my wife and my family. Talk about the budget. When I came into this council, when I came into this office, man, I got a budget mess. And I ended up being responsible for a whole lot of bills that were not of my doing. And I want to let you know that, man, me and this council have went back and forth, especially in the very beginning. Councilman Wheeler and Councilman Johnston and I mean, we were really hustling. We did not see eye to eye on a whole lot of stuff. And then Councilman Buddy had to chime in, which really made it worse. And but we figured it out. We got through it. And I just want to let everyone know I've moved no money from no other fund and still got us through the year. Before I came here, $1.1 million was moved from another fund to balance the budget. I moved nothing, and neither did this council. We were very frugal. We worked every angle we possibly can work. We had people come out to help. I've always said in my time as an elected official, we will always be defined by our relationships and our ability to work well with others. And let me tell you something, that's the team that we have today. I'll never say we're better than anyone else, but I can tell you this, I think this is the best governmental system that this city's ever seen, and I am very, very fortunate to be a part of it. The FEMA cars, well, the cars that were out here, and just I want to come back to something real quick that the chief said. This is things that we've been doing, the staff and I, in our spare time, because there's not very little of it, and so I really pushed for every second that someone's free. We're looking for grant money and any money that's out there. And the state cars were here in the police chief's parking lot because, for believe it or not, we've done some investigation and we've found that we still have money out from almost every storm. 8,000 here, 6,000 there, 7,000 here. And these ladies came by to help us. And let me tell you something, these were two of the most amazing women that we've ever had come by to help. And it was a learning experience for me, you know, and it's very important dollars to us because we have to mobilize police and fire in any kind of event. And believe it or not, that becomes to a cost to you as citizens. But when we can, you know, get FEMA grant money to help with it, man, we have to work hard for that. And it comes to my point, and I see it on Capitol Hill, you know, and I see it here in Harahan, and it's called sensationalizing nonsense. And here in this city, we cannot fall prey to that. We need to work as hard as we can together. We bought Harahan, Team Harahan. I tell you one thing I've learned from Mr. Carlo. Mr. Carlo says, you know what we do it? We do it from the heart. And that's what we do. And that's how we're going to make this city better. We're going to do it from the heart, and we're going to move us forward. I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and an even better New Year. And I want to thank you guys very much. Thank my staff and my councilmen for a wonderful year. I look forward to next year because it'll even be better. Thank you.
Excuse me. I want to clear up one thing. When the mayor made a comment about the fire department, you know, he said, you want the best. We have some of the best men at the fire department. He didn't mean it like we don't have the best.
No,
we have some of the best. We need some new equipment, and we need more men. We do have some of the best firemen.
Thank you for clarifying.
That's available. I just didn't want somebody to twist that story later.
No, my firemen.
And I know how he feels, but
Yeah, my firemen
they'll
are
twist it.
incredible. let me tell you, for these guys to come here and work for this city with a little bit of money that they get paid and to give their time and dedication away from these families, let me tell you something, every time you see them, as well as police officers, you ought to thank them every day because they work for peanuts compared to other fire departments. And we have one of the best teams I've ever seen, but they need to be fortified by more men and more equipment, and that's what we've been working for and will continue to work on. And that's what we're gonna need your help, citizens of Harahan, on in the next coming year. And I really appreciate that you believe in us and look forward to it, and again, work hard to give Harahan the best services that it possibly can have, including yourself.
And we need to thank Third District, Jefferson Parish, the off-duty firemen. I mean, off-duty firemen, you see the smoke and they just come.
Yeah.
You know, Jefferson Parish firemen, they just come. You know, they're not getting paid to do that. They just show up. You know, they're helping their brothers. And we do appreciate it. Third District helped out a lot. Jefferson Parish helps out a lot. We appreciate everything they do for us. Thank you.
Okay, do you have a motion to go into?
Pay bills.
Oh, you want to pay bills?
Pay bills first.
Yep. Bills paid in November, $237,139.59.
Okay, pay the bills, okay. Do we have a motion to go into
Motion executive session.
All right, motion by Councilman Johnson, second by? Second by Councilman Wheeler, all in favor?
We gotta announce the case. Gotta announce the case. What case are we considering?
I'd like to discuss.
Or all of them?
All three,
Okay.
yes, thank
If,
you.
Madam Clerk, can you read those,
Yes, sir.
please?
We have Wood Materials LLC, Wood Resources LLC versus City of Harahan, Gulf Coast Underground versus City of Harahan, and Michael Wright versus City of Harahan.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay?
Yay.
Yay. All right, 5 yeas, 0 nays, we'll now move to executive session. All right. Calling the meeting back to order at, what time? 8:53.
Mr. Mayor, seeing that no action was taken out of executive session, I move to adjourn.
All right, motion to adjourn by
Second.
Councilman Asbiel, second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, we are adjourned.
Thank you.